Absolute truth, diversity, and tolerance, a philosophical reflection on the concept of religion in Islam. Islam is a religion that teaches the values of absolute truth, derived directly from divine revelation. In Islam's perspective, God is the sole possessor of ultimate truth, as reflected in the Qur'an Al-Baqarah 2, which states that the scripture serves as guidance for the righteous. However, alongside this belief in absolute truth, Islam also instills teachings about tolerance and the acknowledgement of diversity. This highlights Islam's uniqueness as a religion that not only provides moral direction but also serves as a bridge for coexistence in a pluralistic society. The analogy of a religious person as a climber of Mount Semeru is an intriguing reflection on the complexity of religious diversity. Mount Semeru offers various climbing routes, each with different levels of difficulty and danger. These routes represent the world view 2019's religions. Each religion has its own system of worship, doctrines, and traditions. Yet, just as climbing requires a map to safely reach the summit, humans also need spiritual guidance. In Islam, the Quran and the Sunnah are the maps believed to guide humanity toward salvation in this world and the hereafter. Absolute truth in Islam and the concept of plurality. In Islam, absolute truth originates from Allah as the creator of the universe. Al-Ghazali, a prominent figure in Islamic philosophy, emphasized that revelation is the primary source of truth, which cannot be replaced by human intellect alone. In his work Ihya Ulumuddin, Al-Ghazali stated that without the guidance of revelation, humans would lose their way in understanding life's purpose. However, although Islam claims absolute truth, its teachings do not exclude room for diversity. Ibn Arabi, a Sufi and Islamic philosopher, in Fusus al-Hikam, asserted that the diversity of religions is a reflection of God's greatness, which cannot be confined to a single form. This view illustrates that Islam recognizes plurality as part of divine will. On the other hand, general philosophers such as John Hick present similar perspectives on religious pluralism. Hick argued that religions are humanity's response to the same transcendent reality, although their expressions differ according to their cultural and historical contexts. In this regard, Islam allows for interfaith dialogue while adhering to its fundamental principles. Spiritual maps and the freedom to choose. Just as climbers must choose a route based on their abilities, humans are also granted the freedom to choose the spiritual map they believe will lead them to salvation. Al-Farabi, in Ihya al-Madina al-Fadila, emphasized the importance of using reason in living a religious life. He stated that reason is an instrument given by God to help humans evaluate and understand the right path. In this context, Islam encourages critical thinking about religious information, known as ijtihad. Ijtihad is an intellectual effort to delve deeply into Islamic teachings, enabling individuals to make the right decisions in their spiritual lives. The most compassionate and merciful God grants humans the freedom to choose their path but also provides clear guidance through his revelations. This concept reflects the balance between predestination and free will in Islam. Humans are entrusted with the responsibility to use their intellect in choosing the right way of life while staying within the bounds set by God. Tolerance is a fundamental principle. Tolerance in Islam does not imply equating all religions but rather respecting the existence of other religions and allowing them space to practice their beliefs. In Faisil al-Quran, Sayyid Qutb explained that Islam is a religion that regulates social relationships with principles of justice and compassion. This is evident in the Charter of Medina, which serves as a real example of how the Prophet Muhammad (PBUH) built a harmonious society amidst religious and cultural diversity. This concept aligns with the thoughts of modern philosophers such as Immanuel Kant, who stress the importance of respecting human dignity. Kant believed that every individual has the right to determine their own path in life, as long as it does not infringe upon the rights of others. In Islam, this principle is reflected in the teaching of La Ikrah fid din, there is no compulsion in religion, as stated in the Quran, Al-Baqarah 256. Conclusion. Toward the summit of spiritual life. The climb to the summit of Mount Semeru is a challenging journey, but it provides immense satisfaction upon reaching the goal. Similarly, the spiritual journey of humans is a complex and personal process. Islam, as a universal religion, provides a map believed to guide humanity to salvation while respecting the individual's freedom to choose their path. By combining a belief in absolute truth with respect for diversity, Islam offers a solution for harmonious living in a pluralistic society. In the context of globalization and modern challenges, Islam's teachings on tolerance and plurality become relevant in creating a peaceful world. By understanding that every individual has the freedom to choose their path, we can build a more inclusive life that appreciates differences. Ultimately, the journey toward God is a process requiring critical thinking, wisdom, and an open heart, as taught by Islamic philosophers and great figures in the history of human thought.